What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory. Today is episode 17 and we are entering the draft for a third time this series, which is actually quite good, seeing as all we've been doing is playing divisions and we've managed to obtain the amount of coins to enter the draft 3 times. So we do start off and it's really bad formations for our choice, and I don't like 5 at the back, I don't like 3 at the back, and I don't like 4-2-2. I've used it on my main account twice in draft, and both times I've gone out in the first round. So I didn't pick it, but I don't like these formations, the one I chose, because I don't like the fact that the wide mids, the wingers, are so far back from the striker, because it means there's a lack in attack when your striker is up there and your wingers are just basically in your own half. So that was the only thing I wasn't happy about doing this this formation. So apart from that, the captains were terrible as well. I did pick Carvajal because the others, there are better versions of them, or I didn't like them in the game. Like Cazorla I don't really enjoy on this game, so I did pick Carvajal, and then I go on to reserves to pick all the players to hopefully get like the best players possible, and then I go into starting 11. We do manage to basically make a French league team from at the moment. A left back choice was awful. We do manage to get Krychowiak at the right defensive mid to link up with Carvajal. We do get Koscielny, and I was hoping for Czech and goal. We didn't get him the first time, but the second time around we do get him the record breaker version of him. So I'll slot him into the team. Great link to Koscielny. So Koscielny is now final chem, Czech's final chem, Laporte is off chem, so is Krychowiak, and so Carvajal, and obviously the left back, the Di Maria, and our defensive mid and left mid, they're all off of chem, but we still have plenty of players to put in. We do manage to pick up Yanga and Biwa, who I don't put at left back because he is French, so linked to pretty much everybody around him. And then it came to the silvers. I do pick Informed Dele Alli out of them all because obviously he's the only one there that would actually fit in the team if we did choose to go to the BPL side. Then the rest of them we just get the likes of Danny, Kendreva, and then I do just pick the highest rated being Batshuayi in the last choice. And then I start playing around the team because we do have quite a lot of good players, and I wanted to see if we could get better chemistry. And at the moment with the French players, it was at, I think, 89 chemistry. So I do change out for Toure, De Bruyne, Kane, and then Dele Alli at right midfield because it did bump it up to 90 chemistry. Obviously it's only one more, but I preferred the setup just because the defensive mid was actually a defensive mid instead of a Cam who hasn't got great defensive stats, and they're also quite small. So I do put it as basically a Premier League team with a Spanish right hand side and a French centre back at left back, but I was happy with the team. We do have obviously man of the match Caballero on the reserves, and that was because obviously I wanted to play record breaker check over him. So we do get 2 man of the matches, and we do end up with 93 chemistry, which isn't too bad. 177 for our score rating is quite awful though. Obviously because it was an 84 rated team. I wasn't expecting it to be a high rated when I started getting like the poor players, but I'm not really going for the high rating. I'm going for teams that play well and I'm hoping to like look for a draft win. And our first opponent, I didn't notice this while playing, but he did have a guest in playing with him, so that could have had an impact on the outcome of this game. He does have a great team, but players are just everywhere. He has Conor Blanc at defensive mid, Messi at cam, Bellerin at left back, and although it was chemistry like wasn't great for his team, his players in the team were insane, so I wasn't worried about that. And he does have Neuer in goal, who I find awful in this game, mainly his 96 rated though. I find that terrible in this game, so that was the only thing basically I was looking at. And It doesn't take too long for the first goal to be scored, and it is from a counter-attack from my opponent. He does put a well-worked move here up the wing. It does come from us attacking and basically him winning the ball. Takes a step inside of Messi, really nice step inside and a really nice finish on his weaker foot, making it 1-0 to him. And my opponent took a while to skip through things like half-time and the start of the game, and once he had scored, he took forever to come out of the celebration. But apart from that, it was quite a good game. The only boring parts were when he didn't skip, and my opponent wasn't bad, but because there was the guest, it probably didn't help, because either the main guy, like the guy who owns the account, could be good, but the guy he's playing with could have just been worse than him. So that could have been a reason on the impact, like an impact on the outcome of this game. Now, it was also a laggy game. We do manage to get the ball into the box and pass it across with a lovely finish from Kane there. I did hold L2 just because I wanted to see what type of fancy goal Kane would score from that angle, and he does score a I guess a chop or a heel to heel goal to make it 1-1, and then he does manage to get an attack, but we do kind of stop it very early on in his half. Then we do get an attack from that, a lovely ball out wide to, I believe, De Bruyne, and then, or Krychowiak actually, then passes it into Kane. Kane, lovely finish at the near post, making it 2-1. And I was obviously hoping to get out of the first round, hopefully winning the draft, because the first time we entered the draft we won it but got really poor rewards. The second time we entered the draft we went out in the first round, and this time, the third time round, I wanted to win the draft again, or at least get to the final or semi-final, just so we could have a decent chance at getting some good packs and making our money back. At half time you did see they only had one shot for the entire half. We were in control of the game, and I do sub off Dele Alli for, I believe, Candreva there, just because this team was lacking pace. Pretty much the entire team had around 75 pace as like an average pace, and when I'm attacking I kind of like someone to have a bit of pace, and Kane I think was the only one there who had like high pace in one of our attacking options. But besides from that, our opponent does equal the game up at 2-2 with Messi once again, and there was only, I believe, 4 goal scorers this entire game. One being Messi, one being Kane, and we do get an attack here. A lovely finish from Kane there to complete his hat-trick, and also taking us back into the lead to make it 3-2. So we do go 1-0 down, 1-1, then 2-1 up, then 2-2, then 3-2 up. And then, not too long later, my opponent does manage to complete Messi's hat-trick with a well-worked move, but really poor defending from me. I did try and do a back drag, and he didn't do it. My defender didn't do it, so he does win the ball for me. Then a really weird finish from Messi there on his weaker foot, cross goal. I don't know how Czech didn't save it, but he does score there. And sorry, no, it was Bale, not Messi. He didn't get a hat-trick with Messi. Bale scored, making it 3-3. And then he was messing about in his own half. We do manage to win the ball off of him. Lovely through ball there to De Bruyne, who does lose the ball. We do then try and take a shot, but we lose the ball again. Get very fortunate to get the ball back, pass it into De Bruyne, who fakes shots to move away from the keeper, finesses it into the goal, making it 4-3, and we're back into the lead. And at this point, my opponent basically fell apart, and we ended up winning the game. But this was a really well worked move. When the ball went to De Bruyne, I wasn't sure if he was offside or not, but luckily he wasn't, so we did manage to make it 4-3, and the game did finish at 4-3. And you can see by the end game stats now, Kane does get man of the match, and we did deserve to win the game. As you can see, possession equal, but chances created we were in control of. He only had 4 shots the entire game. All shots were on target, 3 of them went in. The 4th shot he did have was near the end of the game, and I was worried that he was going to go score it and win the game, but luckily we do counter from that, which you did see. We do manage to win the game. We do go into our second match. He does have Inform Trapp, Thiago Silva, Aurier, Moutinho, Ben Arfa, Griezmann, Neymar, Rakitic. I can't remember who his other centre back was, and then he does have man of the match Di Maria right wing. Really solid team. We then get a corner. We do try and cross it out to my player on the edge of the box. He does read that quite well. We then pass it into Krychowiak, who scores an absolute worldie on his right foot. I know he's right-footed, but he's a defensive mid, and scoring goals like that is not expected from someone like that. And it's bobbling about. It's basically on the half volley. I finessed it to try and obviously get the best chance of scoring, and it did work. So we do go 1-0 up, but then my opponent does make it 1-1. He was really annoying with his celebrations. He did take long celebrations, and just like the previous opponent, he didn't skip. So I have cut it out, so you didn't have to sit through it like I had to. But he does make it 1-1, and just before half time, really poor goal kick from him. We do manage to win the ball, pass it through to Kane, who slots that home on his right foot at the near post, making it 2-1. And Kane, throughout this tournament, was incredible for me, and I think his 85 rated could be one of the best strikers I've used so far. Now we do go into the half time there, and you saw by the stats we were in control, and I do sub off a player, Dele Alli again, but for Di Maria this time. And not too long later, after half time, he does get an attack through the middle, pass it to Griezmann. I'm not controlling Cech there. It's just like in one of the previous episodes where Tim Howard came out. Cech just decided to come for a little walk and come to the edge of the box to see what was going on. He doesn't save the ball, and my opponent does make it 2-2. But I wasn't worried, because my opponent wasn't difficult, and I was finding it, just like the last game, really easy to pass it about. But his defence, he was very good in defence, but not in his midfield work. His goal kicks were quite poor, and they kind of gave away the second goal for us and the third goal for us. We do win it off his goal kick. We then pass it through to Kane, who does then try and find De Bruyne, who does then take the shot off the post and in, making it 3-2. And even if that didn't go in, I do think that we would have got a penalty there anyway, because De Bruyne did get taken out after he took the shot. So we did make it 3-2 and put comfortably into the lead, because like I just said, it wasn't a difficult game. Now we do get a corner not too long later. We do whip it in, but unfortunately we don't win the header. He does then counter from that, and this is what I'm saying about the pace on our side. Like no one could keep up with my opponent's attack, and the lag didn't help either this game. So he does make it 3-3, and I still wasn't worried, because although it was closing in on like 90th minute and the end of the game, and I didn't really want to go to extra time, I was finding it an easy game to play. So for some reason he did shush me there. I don't know if he realised he was still drawing the game, or if he thought that he won the game, but we do manage to steal the ball from him straight away and pass it to Ben Yedder, who I did bring on as a sub. I believe it is his new inform. I'm not sure about that, but like in the last match, we do get very lucky with the ball back to fall to us in the box. We do pass it into Ben Yedder, who scores an absolutely amazing finish, squeezing it into the bottom corner of the net, making it 4-3. And here on forward, my opponent fell apart, just like the previous game. People just seem to fall apart like when they go a certain amount of goals down. But he wasn't out of the game, but he just decided that he would start slide tackling for every challenge, and it was really easy to just walk through his defence. We do then get a corner. We do whip it out to the edge of the box. We do manage to get the ball. He does steal it off of us, but it falls straight back to Ben Yedder, who takes the shot and scores an absolutely insane goal from the top of the box. I do then shush him, just because he, for the entire time, was being quite cocky, and as you saw, he did shush me when he drew the game, made the game 3-3. and I just thought, why not just do it back, you know, bit of fun. So we do make it 5-3, and then we do get a counter attack yet again, and a great through ball here from Di Maria to Ben Yedder, who yet again was a super sub, and he scores a hat-trick. And this card was actually really good, but this does mean we do go into the next round. But I'm going to stop it here and let you guys wait for the next match or matches. I'm not going to let you guys know, but this is going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you are enjoying the series. Like the video if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want cheap MSP PSN, go check out the link in the description below. And I will speak to you in the next episode. Goodbye.
There's a fire that I won't slay. There's a fire but no fire brigade. Help our souls tonight. We are losing this fight. Oh, help our souls tonight. There's no one on our side who's gonna help our souls tonight.